Hey, welcome back everybody. It is now June 22nd of 2022, and just a couple of hours ago, we finally got to see and witness the final episode of the Kenobi TV series, also known as the grand finale, between both Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, something that a lot of fans are looking at as the stronger point of the Kenobi series as a whole. And meanwhile, there are a couple of things to really critique over with the final episode. The Vader and Kenobi duel, without a doubt, was by far the biggest highlight of all 6 episodes of the Kenobi series. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about, of course, the new Star Wars universe is that we have Disney and Lucasfilm really approaching all of the new TV shows with a bigger and better budget, with new cast coming on board, new creatives coming on board. But the Kenobi series, alright, throughout all 5 first episodes, it was very much an emotional roller coaster for a lot of fans. Episode 6 was absolutely the best episode. It was the stronger point of the series, and thematically, it's exactly what it should have been, consistently from episodes 1 through 6. Now, with that being said, however, what's even all the more exciting has a lot to do with actor Hayden Christensen and exactly what he was able to say about the Kenobi series. Now, the Kenobi series, in case you guys did not know, it was a very complex project, alright? It was originally going to be a movie, it got delayed, it was back in production, and it got delayed again, then they made it into a TV show, then they got involved in rewrites and, stuff around those lines, so it really was in limbo for about 4 years, alright? It was even in production back in 2017, lightly, and it took forever to get to this point. Now, with that being said, however, Hayden actually was able to talk about an alternate or original ending of the Kenobi TV series and what was originally intended for the actual TV show. Now, specifically, of course, with Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 6 now out on Disney+, fans have been enjoying the finale for the most part as it is the strongest point of the Kenobi series so far, as Disney prepares for a second season to continue the story. Actor Hayden Christensen was able to finally talk about the grand finale of the Kenobi series with the fans, where he unveiled an alternate ending, or the original ending, of how the series was supposed to go down. Hayden goes on to state the following: "Yeah, so it was a very intense fight. I was not in the suit 100% of the time, but they had me in this thing for many of the involved shots. We originally had a scene where Kenobi's transport explodes, and we used some cool pyrotechnic techniques to create this wave of fire that would set Vader's cape on fire while he was fighting Kenobi. So originally, as a theme, we actually had Vader's suit literally burning during the battle against Obi-Wan. It was pretty amazing, actually, of what the stuntmen went through to make this actually happen, and I was actually sad to see it not make the final cut. It was truly something out of a horror film. We were going to show more of Vader's burned body. My arm was going to be exposed along with my rib cage, but they decided to just stick with the face, which I thought was sufficient. We also originally had Vader fighting Kenobi while his mask was damaged, where he had Liam Neeson, of course, doing amazing work for voiceover work, as Qui-Gon Jinn reaching out to Kenobi that there is still good in Vader. However, this was all changed, but it was one of the main reasons why Kenobi let Vader live, is because Qui-Gon Jinn told him that there is a shred of light that remains. But they wanted to shift that presentation and stick with Kenobi finally believing that his friend is long dead in order to make things accurate with the final cut. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second of what Hayden is saying. Now, this actually sounds like a very interesting duel. The fact that they were going to have Vader getting set on fire from Kenobi's shuttle getting blown up to a degree, that sounds very intense. Now, obviously, we all know that everything related to Kenobi as a series, it's been an up and down cycle, alright? We already know that everything related to the Kenobi show has had a lot of production issues, and by far, the fact that they have so much footage left over that they are going to be using in a revised episode of course, the grand finale of the Kenobi series, as we went over in the last video, Hayden actually is essentially confirming that there is a lot of footage out there. There's a lot of different takes on the Vader and Kenobi duel, the ending of episode 6, essentially. So overall, we already know that Hayden is going to be back as Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, not just in Ahsoka, but also in other Star Wars TV shows out there that are currently in production. So that's another great thing to look forward to as well. And keep in mind that Hayden has a multi-show contract deal. He is going to be back as Vader and Anakin in more than 4 different Star Wars TV shows, and even some of which will be animated material as well. But a majority will be live action, thankfully. So, past all of that, alright, he goes on to say they actually had me in the suit at one point where I was wielding both my saber and Kenobi's, where I was to steal Kenobi's saber using the force pull type of power. It was truly something straight out of the comics that I studied to understand Vader more on a grand scale. One scene that we filmed was when Kenobi leaves his ship and Vader attempts to force pull the shuttle down to the surface, only to struggle and eventually run out of breath, letting him go. We had so much footage to work with, I just wish that they kept it all. But seeing Liam Neeson and getting to talk to him was a blast too. Both Joby and Deborah Chow, believe it or not, took many pieces from that Star Wars Rebels TV show where Ahsoka fights Vader to use for the Kenobi and Vader duel. It was spectacular, and I'm sure those hardcore fans have already noticed that for sure. So yes, the fight was going to be way longer and it was going to have a more dramatic ending, but we made some changes to all of that. I had so much fun with Ewan, it was like old times again, and I can't wait to work with him again in the future. This truly was like an unreal dream for me to get back in the suit as Vader again. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second before we move on to other things. Now, Hayden is making it clear that a lot of different things were done for the Vader and Kenobi duel, such as Vader getting set on fire, parts of his body were exposed during the shots, more so than just his face. His arm was going to be unveiled, the side of his body was going to be unveiled, kind of like what you see in those sideshow figures. You know, those figurines of Vader where it has the similar design of his burned body being exposed. So they were going to do something like that, including Vader wielding Kenobi's saber, holding both blue and red sabers. That actually would have been pretty amazing. Now, obviously, they are going to be revising the last episode. We went over this. That is something that is in the works and will debut in 2023, giving fans a brand new version, alright, of the grand finale of the Kenobi TV series. So, looking forward to that. Hayden is a very straight up person. You know, he's being very honest that he was not in the suit all the time. You know, that wasn't him from start to finish during the duel. It was a lot of stuntmen doing that, a lot of other actors getting in the suit, but he was in the suit when, of course, they had those key scenes where his mask is pulled off, essentially, or wrecked, damaged, and you have all of that, you know, put in place. So obviously Hayden is a very passionate guy about this. He loves the character. He himself even said that this character is what made his life. Now, Hayden also wanted to make things clear that this, of course, was just a shred of the amount of footage that they had for the ending of the Kenobi series, the original ending or the alternate ending, whatever have you, of what was originally intended between both Kenobi and Vader, of course. So overall, guys, you know, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about what Hayden had to say here about the original ending between both Vader and Kenobi. Obviously, I think that him burning would have been thematically amazing, but that's just my opinion. But overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.